What's up guys, welcome to another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about upgraded Jacqui. Now this variation, this is super annoying to deal with. Like this character, if you don't know how to deal with her, she has like oppressive pressure. Like she can just do this all day, and as long as she has meter, she can just keep pressuring you, go for grabs or like all that kind of stuff. This character is super oppressive. Like if you don't know how to stop it, she will just completely destroy you. I gotta say, like if you don't know the matchup, like no matter how good you are, it's gonna be very difficult to win against this variation of Jacqui. So today I'm gonna show you how to deal with all her nonsense and how to punish everything she does. So the first thing I want to do is I want to show you all the options she has so you can know what she can do, and then I'm going to go over how to punish each of those options. Alright, so the first thing, this is her basic one she always does. She goes straight to the shrapnel blast, comes down with a punch. Now you can anti-air, like in between the shrapnel blast and the punch, you can anti-air with a stand 1, stand 2 or whatever. But if she wants to close that gap, she can do the shrapnel blast twice, and then she'll be able to like beat the anti-air. But she has to have 2 bars to do it. Or she may not have to use the 2 bars. She can do a second shrapnel blast by itself, but it is minus 18, so it's not safe for her to do that. Another option to throw you off, she can go up and go into the ground pound. It's a low, so if you block low, it's minus 17, so you can punish it. Now the other option, she can just go straight up. She doesn't have to go to the instant air shrapnel. She can just go straight up, land with a jump punch, or she can go straight up and land with this if you try to anti-air. And then of course she can do this where she just goes like super far away. It's like how she can escape the corner and stuff like that. So you're probably thinking, wow, that's a lot of options. How exactly am I gonna account for all those things? Well, right now I'm gonna show you how to punish each one individually, but like you could actually option select pretty much almost all the options at once. There's a couple options you can't necessarily account for, but all the ones that can actually get you in a full combo, you can prevent it, and in most cases you can get a full combo punish. Alright, so I've recorded Jacqui doing all the options, so I'm going to show you how to punish each one. So this one right here, you can always just interrupt with a jab, or you can dash under it. And for this one right here, if you just stay blocking low, you could always punish it. It's like minus 17, and you can easily get a punish. Alright, this one is when she just does the jump over into like the punch again. So when she does this, you can just easily get an anti-air, no problem. So with this one, if she does it like this, you're not able to anti-air because the shrapnel blast will actually catch you trying to do it. So in this case, like if you're gonna do this, you just dash forward, make them whiff, and you get a full combo like that. Now one thing you do gotta watch out for is when Jacqui does this. Like I showed this earlier, but if she does that, like, and you try to anti-air after the first shrapnel, you'll get hit, and then you'll get hit by a full combo. Now when you're playing an upgraded Jacqui, most of the time they're not gonna initially always go straight into this because most people, they just let them get away with this all day anyway. And so a Jacqui wouldn't worry about going for the double shrapnel blast until you prove that you can actually punish it. Because most of the time, you know, they'll just do the one shrapnel blast, go into pressure, can just keep going on forever. So once you show them that, okay, you're punishing this with an anti-air jab, you're punishing this with a jab, or you're punishing like this just by dashing forward, then they're like, okay, I'm going to be trying to do this. Now, you can counter that in 2 ways. So I showed earlier, like after something like this, you have enough time to like dash under Jacqui and like still get a punish. But it doesn't always work because if Jacqui were to do like a jump kick, it would be like, it depends on the hitbox and like and what's normal she does. Like sometimes you're able to dash forward and the jump kick whiffs, or sometimes you get hit by it. So it's not foolproof to dash, but if you think the opponent's gonna do a double shrapnel blast, definitely just always just like go for a dash forward, and it will make the second shrapnel blast completely whiff, and you can definitely get a full combo easily. Now if your character doesn't have the best hitbox, and like for example when they do this and they do a jump kick, and the jump kick tends to catch you even though you're dashing forward, so another option that you can do is you can flawless block. So like after they do this, they can either do, you know, the jump punch, you know, either the jump punch or the jump kick or like the second shrapnel blast. They all have around the same timing when it comes to flawless blocking. So if you, for example, if you learn the flawless block, the double shrapnel blast, like if you get that timing, it'll pretty much cover the jump punch option and the jump kick option. And if you have a decent flawless block up 2, you could always, like when they do a double shrapnel blast, the up 2 will always hit the Jacqui player, and it'll, you know, it's a guaranteed full combo. Now if you were to flawless block up to like this jump punch or this jump kick, because it's so low, like the jump kick and the jump punch, the opponent does have enough time to block, well unless you're Gearus, but you know, for any regular character, you do your up 2, the opponent does have the opportunity to block. But most times they have no reason to block, because after a jump punch, look, Jacqui is plus 14, jump kick, she's plus 11. So it's always her turn to press a button. So if you do a flawless block up 2, it's almost guaranteed to hit them unless the opponent makes a big time read on that. So actually I just said that like you're able to always like dash in between that string. Now not necessarily. Now you can dash between for sure like all the punches and whatnot. But like if the Jacqui were to do like, you know, if the Jacqui like had a little bit of delay between the two shrapnel blasts, like if she does not do it frame perfect, then yes, you're able to dash under and get a punish. But like if she does it like at the lowest possible point and does like 2 really fast, it actually does catch you trying to dash forward. But even though it catches you dashing forward, it's not all bad, because what you can do is you can do like a micro dash and like block right away, and it covers both options. So for example, if you dash forward and then the Jacqui doesn't do this frame perfect, okay, whatever, you dash under it, you still get a full punish. Second option, she does it frame perfect. You do a little quick dash under and then you block right away. Usually, like when I was practicing it just now, it looked like it would usually flawless block, but you don't have to go for a flawless block up 2. You could just block it like normal, and then you know you could always interrupt the shrapnel blast into a jump punch or jump kick. So when the second shrapnel blast comes out, you can still do the stand 1 punish, or whatever your anti-air punish is, you can still punish a character. So let me show you how that looks. Alright, so now I'm going to have Jacqui do the 2 shrapnel blasts. Now this one's not frame perfect, and I'm going to show you that you're able to dash underneath and get a punish like that. Or you can just wait for her to land, or just do an anti-air, get a punish. And now I'm going to put her to where she does it frame perfect. So it looks pretty similar, but like I try to dash and then I get hit. So what I would do, and I could do in both situations, I could just dash forward and block right away. And I still get the same punish. So now I'm going to put her to do both options. I'm going to show that it works either way. So as you can see, like either way you're always able to get a dash forward. So like just to make yourself safe, like block the first shrapnel, just dash forward right away and just block again, and it takes care of both options. If they don't do it frame perfect, and let's say your dash is not perfect, you will end up blocking the second shrapnel still, but like whatever, you block it and you still punish it anyway. Or you can make it completely whiff if you dash enough. And if they do it frame perfect to where it would normally jail you, you can still do a micro dash anyway and block as like an option select, and you can still get a punish. Okay, so I'm going to go over some of the things that you can option select. So from her mix-ups, like the one you may see them mix up a lot is like her normal into the instant air ground pound, or if she does the instant air shrapnel blast. Now the thing with the shrapnel blast, the air shrapnel blast is a mid, so that means you have no reason to block high. So what does that mean? You can just go ahead and always block low, wait for the low ground pound, and if you see a low ground pound, as I showed you before, you can punish it. Or if they do the shrapnel blast, you can react to it and get a stand 1 punish, dash under and punish, or whatever. So I'm going to show you. I have her. This is to do the ground pound, and this one is to do the instant air shrapnel blast. And I'm going to show you that you can punish both options when I put it to random hidden back. So that's a pretty easy one to option select. So just a quick little recap before I move on. So I showed you how to option select between this and this right here. And then I showed you pretty much how to deal with like this option, like into the double shrapnel blast, whether you do it frame perfect or not. And also I did mention that you can flawless block up to, let me show you that. You can flawless block up to this, flawless block up to that, and flawless block up to like 2 shrapnel blasts all with the same timing. Alright, so I recorded Jacqui doing the shrapnel blast into the jump punch, a jump kick, and another shrapnel blast, and you're going to see me flawless block up toing it pretty consistently. So as you can see, like personally, I still gotta work on it a little more, but like pretty consistently, like you're able to flawless block all three options. And like if you flawless block the double shrapnel blast, like I said before, it's always a full punish. Now the other two options, the jump kick and the jump punch, the opponent does have enough time to block. But like I said before, most of the time they're not gonna block because they think they're plus on a jump in, so they're not gonna expect to have to block. Because when they're going through doing all that pressure, they expect to be plus and they're just gonna keep pushing buttons. So if you flawless block up two, it's almost guaranteed to hit them unless they make like a Ninja Killer level read. But Ninja Killer doesn't play this variation yet, so it's gonna work, trust me. So that's pretty much how to deal with all that. Now the flawless block thing, that's good, but I prefer to do a little micro dash forward and like get an anti-air punish like that. But it's whatever works for you. Like there's a lot of ways to work around what Jacqui does. You know, it's not. It shows you that it's not real. You know, you can flawless block, you can dash, you can anti-air a lot of stuff. So a lot of it's fake. But if you don't know it's fake, it's very hard to beat this character, so it's very important to know these things. Now for the next part, which I did like mention it, I showed earlier, is like, okay, if Jacqui just goes up and does this, or if she goes up and does that. So it follows the same principle. Like if if you're not able to react to this, and if you just want to block, then you have to guess if she's going to do a regular button, which you can anti-air, or if she's going to do the shrapnel, which of course you can't anti-air the first shrapnel, but you can like anti-air like in between, or you can like, you know, you can go to the same mind game as before. It's like, okay, I'm going to block the first shrapnel, then I'm going to dash forward, or I'm going to anti-air after, or I'm going to expect a second shrapnel and flawless block or whatever. Now my personal gripe with just going for that, like the safe option, is like, what if the opponent is just doing this? Then you know they're gonna have endless pressure because you're worried about them doing the instant air, and then you're just letting them get away with that because you're scared of them doing this because they did it to you once. So I think I mentioned this earlier, but what you want to do is when you react to Jacqui doing this and not going into the instant air shrapnel, you're gonna want to dash forward to get a punish. And if you're able to dash forward, then it just leaves Jacqui just like whiffing in the air, and then you know with Sindel I could do forward to punish, and most characters can just punish Jacqui for that. So here's the way I found to option select pretty much every single option Jacqui has, and it all comes down to the same dashing forward. So when you see, like, okay, normally before, like the first option select I showed you, like you option select by holding block, and you just react to this. So what you do is, you can do the same way. You can do it two ways. You can react to this, and you can be like, okay, as soon as you see that, you go for a stand one punish. Or, as soon as you see she doesn't do it, you immediately dash forward, and it will make Jacqui whiff whether she does this, or if she does a jump punch. But personally, I find that harder to do because you have to tell your mind to do two different actions. You have to tell it, okay, in this situation, do a jab, or in this situation, dash. What I find easier is just to dash forward in every situation. So what do I mean by that? Remember how I showed before, if you just do this, for example, you're able just to dash forward and you make jump punch whiff. But of course, you know, it does come with the risk of the jump kick maybe hitting you, or, you know, the double shrapnel blast could hit you if they do it at the right timing. So it may not cover those specific situations, but so this is what you would do. As soon as you see the opponent do that, you'll be like, okay, you're ready to dash. Like, you would know the timing to dash, because you're going to know, like, the timing when this is going to come out. So you're like, you know, you see this hits you, okay, dash forward. And then the same token, like you have the timing in your head. You're like, alright, this didn't come out. You just immediately dash forward because you know that Jacqui's gonna go for like some mix up like this, and then you make him whiff. So just by dashing forward at the right time during the air pressure nonsense, you cover pretty much every single option. Now the only one you don't cover is, like I said before, this, like maybe like, you know, like two instant air shrapnels, which again you can just dash forward and block right away, and that will take care of that option. But anyway, like it won't cover that, and it honestly that won't cover the ground pound option because you're so ready to dash forward like for both options, then the ground pound would hit you. Because if you just, you know, if you were just to stand there and wait for the ground pound to block, you're waiting for that and then trying to react to this and then trying to react to this not coming out, unless you're like inhuman, you're not going to react to all three things. Like myself, like I can't. So when I'm going for like the dash forward option, I'm able to like be able to dash to avoid that and to dash to avoid like this situation. So I'm going to show you how that would work. So I'm going to record Jacqui to do this, and then I'm going to record her doing this. Alright, so I'm going to show you how this dashing forward can punish both these options. So I did mess up a couple times, but you can see I can get it most of the time, and like if you really like dedicate yourself and practice, like you can pretty much nullify most of your options. So that's the thing with this Jacqui variation. If you don't know how to fight it, like it's gonna completely demolish you. Now it is still hard, like even if you just watch this video and you see how to deal with it, that's not enough. You actually have to go into training and you have to practice it because you have to get the timing. Like let me switch to Jacqui real quick. Like you have to like get the timing of when this will come out so you can know, okay, get the timing when to press your jab, or you know some characters is down 1 or down 4 or whatever, you know when to know when to press your anti-air button. Then you gotta be like, okay, or you can just practice when to dash, or you can practice, like you have to practice reacting to this possibility or to this, you know. So it's like it's a lot to deal with, and it has like, you know, it has little simple fixes to all of them, like I showed you with the dashing or the, you know, the anti-airing or whatever. But like it's still hard to do, so you really have to take the time and like practice it, you know. And I didn't mention this, but like her full screen game, you know, she could just come at you and hit you. It's the same concept. Like, you know, when she's jumping at you, if she were to do like, you know, a regular jump attack, yeah, you can anti-air easily. But you know, she can just go into the shrapnel blast to where you can't anti-air. So what you're gonna want to do, like if you have a good down 2 like Sindel's, or like a really good like anti-air like Cassie's back 3, like those usually stop her. Or like what I like to do, I like to neutral jump a lot. So if like she comes at me, I can hit her like with maybe my jump 2 or jump kick, or like depending which character I play, like which one is better, you know, a better anti-air neutral jump, you know. Like that's a good way to stop it, but like don't even bother trying to zone this variation of Jacqui. Like my favorite variation of Sindel is her third variation. That's the one with like her low shot, her air projectiles and whatnot. And like that's good in most matchups, but like I can't space out or zone Jacqui in this one. I just have to really just go in and fight her head on, because no matter where you are on the screen, she can like get in for free. So I think against Jacqui, you need a character that has decent damage. You need like a good punish character, to be honest. Like this variation of Sindel, the first one can get tons of damage. You know, her third one, like I could do the same punishes, but like I don't have the combo extender, so I can only get like 200 damage. So honestly, you're gonna wanna punish Jacqui hard, because she has her staggers are still really good anyway, even without the first round KO cancels, and like with all this jump crap, it's like it's really annoying. And even if you know how to deal with it, like to react to it in the moment in a match is still hard to do, which is why it's important. Like you have to master it in practice so you have a chance to do it in a real match. And when you do get those punishes, you're gonna want to maximize it, because you're gonna have to utilize flawless block up 2s, perfectly timed dash, perfectly timed jabs. It's not easy to pull off, and when you do pull them off, you want to get your damage. You want to make the Jacqui player scared to do all that air nonsense, and make them slow down a little bit, because these Jacquis, they play way too fast. They play like crazy maniacs. But like another tip you want to do is you want to look at their meter, how much meter they have, because that actually will help you determine if they're going to do 1 or 2 shrapnel blasts. Because let's say if they have 1 bar and they do, like they can still do the true shrapnel blast, but like I think I mentioned this earlier, but like if they just do the shrapnel blast by itself, you see like it's minus 15, minus 16, so they're gonna get punished for it. So the only safe way they can do 2 shrapnel blasts and prevent you from like doing a very easy anti-air is if they have 2 bars. If they don't have 2 bars, you know, they're not gonna really do it. So if you look at the opponent like, okay, they only have 1 bar, you can safely say, okay, they're only going to do this one, so I can go for my stand 1 anti-air without really worrying. Or honestly, you can dash forward without really worrying, because you're not going to go for like 2 frame perfect of these at once, usually, unless they're kind of crazy. But even if they do and you decide to block, or if you decide to go for a flawless block, and even if you mess up the flawless block or whatever, they do this twice, and then you get a full punish. So even though you may know all these options like I'm showing you here, you're not going to be able to stop every single one every single time, because I'm sure the Jacqui can manipulate how she jumps to where like after she does like the first shrapnel blast, the jump 2 will like auto correct to when you dash, you know, when you dash, or the jump kick will auto correct or whatever. That is possible, But you know, I just show you before you can block right away just to counter that possibility. So it's a lot of things in this matchup. So you really have to know it, because if you don't know it, you can't even begin to play the mind game to even have a chance at winning. But with all that being said, honestly, you could stop most her stuff by just the dash forward approach after the shrapnel blast. Honestly, it stops almost everything, and the worst case, you can resort to flawless blocks and stuff. But really, if you know the matchup, you can do pretty well against Jacqui, especially if you practice it and you get him consistent. Man, it'll be very bad for the Jacqui player. This, you won't be able to do pretty much anything. So I think that about covers everything. So that's about it for the video today, guys. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch. I really hope this helped you guys out, and I'll see you guys next time.